Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1981 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Detroit Tigers and the Seattle Mariners at the Kingdome. On the mound for Detroit is Jerry Ujdur, whose record is 1-3 with a 4.35 ERA. And pitching for the Mariners today is Jim Beattie, whose record is 4-9 with a 4.71 ERA. And so, Dave Rozema pitched a gem in the last game we played, and he went 9 innings and did not give up a single run. But Roy Branch, the Mariners starting pitcher, went 10 innings, and he took the loss. And then Tom Hume came in to pitch to get his first save as a Tiger. And he gave up a run on a pass ball by Lance Parrish. So 2-1 victory. We'll take it. We'll take anything we can get at this point of the season. Today it's game 3 of the 4-game series. Let's go ahead and get started. Instead of talking about a player's history today, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Kingdome's history. So I've pulled up a lot of interesting information, a lot of firsts for the Kingdome. And so we'll talk about that here momentarily. Jerry Ujdur is on the mound for Detroit today. He's strung together a few good starts. And all of the bullpen is available because of Rozema going 9 innings in yesterday's game. Ricky Henderson is not available today. He is listed as tired, so we're going to put Barry Bonnell in center field and drop him down in the lineup. I did want to make one change here. I wanted to move Parrish up a spot. I guess I forgot to do that. So we're going to put Tom Brookins in the leadoff role, and Sweet Lou will drop down to second. We have Jeffrey Leonard in there DHing today instead of Reggie. We'll use Reggie as a pinch hitter if necessary later in the game. So let's go ahead and do the Tigers lineup officially here. Batting leadoff and playing third base is Tommy Brookins. Batting second at second base is Sweet Lou Whitaker. Batting third in left field is Kirk Gibson. Batting cleanup and at shortstop is Alan Trammell. Batting fifth at first base is Jason Thompson. Batting sixth and DHing is Jeffrey Leonard. Batting seventh in right field is Gary Hancock. Batting eighth and catching today is Lance Parrish. And batting ninth in center field is Barry Bonnell. On the mound for the Mariners is Jim Beattie. He's got that 4-9 record. He had 37 starts last year, almost lost 20, 9-19 last year. Slightly improving his ERA to a 5.71 ERA, more walks than K's this season. Last year he walked 127 batters. Opponents are batting .271 this season. He's got 2 complete games. So perhaps Tigers can be patient today. Could maybe get a couple walks out of him, get some runs on the board. If you take a look at the Mariners defensive lineup here. A little bit about the Kingdome before we get started. So I'm sure everyone knows by now that the Seattle Pilots were the first franchise in Seattle, and they only lasted a year before they moved to Milwaukee because they couldn't get a new stadium built. They were at the old Sick Stadium, SICK Stadium, and because the American League would not help them fund a new stadium, they up and left and went to Milwaukee. So the Pilots organization tried to sue the American League over breach of contract, and the way that the American League got them to drop the suit was to guarantee them a new franchise, which became the Seattle Mariners. So they built the Kingdome, and on April 6, 1977, that was the opening day for for the Seattle Mariners. It was a sellout, and it was the the last sellout that they had for 1,018 games. The first pitch was by Diego Segui, and it was a strike to Jerry Remy of the California Angels. Don Baylor got the first hit. It was a double that scored Jerry Remy, who had walked. The first Mariners batter was Dave Collins, and he struck out. But he was followed up by Jose Baez, who did get a base hit. So Baez had the first hit in Mariners franchise history. The first home run was by Joe Rudi of the Angels. And in the fifth game, Juan Benitez got the first home run at the Kingdome for a Mariners player. The first concert ever at the Kingdome was Paul McCartney and Wings. It was a 67,000 attendance for that concert. It was the first time Paul McCartney had toured in the U.S. since the Beatles in 1966. So it was kind of a big deal back then. Led Zeppelin also had a concert there in 1977, and a lot of the other major acts during that era as well, including the Monsters of Rock tour with Metallica in 1988. So just a couple interesting firsts. You can probably go to Wikipedia and read all about it being a football venue for the Seattle Seahawks as well, and some other interesting history. So at any rate, let's get the game going here. Here's Tommy Brookins batting leadoff today, struggling a little bit offensively. There's a base hit in the center field. His batting average versus righties had dipped down to 224 before that hit there. So Brookins is on first. We're going to try to steal second base on Bud Bowling. And on an outside pitch, Brookins does steal second base. So runner in scoring position. Here's a 1-0 count for Lou. Lou batting 258 versus righties, and a base hit into center field. Brookins scores, and it's 1-0 Detroit on the RBI single. Next up is Kirk Gibson, and Gibby walks, so a little bit of patience paying off there. First and second now for Trammell, still nobody out. And he hits a fly ball into right center field. It's going to be caught. Whitaker, we're going to have him tag, and he is safe at third. One down, runners at first and third. Let's try to get JT to give us a sac fly. No, he's going to pop it up right on the first base line, and that is the second out. So perhaps a missed opportunity. Here's Jeffrey Leonard getting a spot start. Ground ball, base hit, past the shortstop, and it's 2-0. So good job by Jeffrey Leonard. RBI single. So first and second, here's Gary Hancock. Batting average up to 262. Ground ball to first, and that is the third out. So Detroit gets a couple runs on the board in the top half of the first. And let's go ahead and do the Mariners lineup rundown. Batting leadoff and catching is Bud Bowling. Batting second at second base is Harold Reynolds. Batting third at first base is Bruce Bochy. Batting cleanup in center field is Dave Henderson. Batting fifth in left field is Ricardo Saenz. Batting sixth and DHing is Mickey Brantley. Batting seventh at third base is Ted Cox. Batting eighth at shortstop is Spike Owen. And batting ninth in right field is Joe Simpson. Jerry Ujdur pitching for Detroit. He's doing okay. He got his first win in his last start. He went 5 2/3. He gave up 3 runs, 8 hits. Maybe not his most successful outing, but he's strung together some decent outings. And really only had one bad outing. That was at Toronto, giving up 6 back in early May. So we'll see here if Jerry Ujdur has another good start in front of him. And Bud Bowling, take a look at the Tigers' defensive alignment. Here's Bowling leading off. Bowling hits a ground ball to Brookins at third, and Brookins boots it to start off the bottom half of the first. So already a little problem here for Jerry Ujdur. Ground ball, this time to Brookins, and he fields it cleanly, and goes to second to get the lead runner. So Harold Reynolds is on first. He's got a lot of speed. Bruce Bochdey up next. And Parrish guns down Harold Reynolds for the second out. So 2 down, 0-1 count to Bruce Bochdey, all-star last season. And Bochdey hits a ground ball to Thompson at first. And Ujdur gets out of the jam. So we go to the top of the second. Lance Parrish in the 8th spot today. Leads off the inning, hitting a line drive to the left, 1 down. Next up is Barry Bonnell, stepping in for Henderson today, and he strikes out. So 2 down, 2 quick outs. Next up is Tommy Brookins, and Brookins strikes out. So 1-2-3 inning, back-to-back Ks there for Jim Beattie. We go to the bottom of the second. Dave Henderson leading off with a walk. Oh boy. So the leadoff runner on both innings so far for Seattle. And then a wild pitch by Ujdur moves Henderson into scoring position. So a 1-0 count for Ricardo Sainz. Ground ball to second. Only play was to first. Dave Henderson is on third base. Here's Mickey Brantley. And Brantley strikes out looking. That's the first K for Ujdur. So 2 down. Here is Ted Cox. 0 for 7 on the season. Ground ball to second. And Whitaker tosses him out. So Ujdur escapes once again. Go to the top of the third. Here's Sweet Lou leading off. Ground ball to second. 1 down. Next up is Gibby. He's 1 for 1 with 4 walks against Beattie. And this time he grounds out to Reynolds at second. So 2 down for Trammell. Trammell ground ball to third. And another 1-2-3 inning. So we go to the bottom of the third. It is 2-0 Detroit. Spike Owen leading off the inning. He's going to bloop it into right field. Caught by Hancock. There's 1 down. Number 9 hitter Joe Simpson up next. Line drive right at Trammell. 2 down. Back to the top of the lineup with Bud Bowling. And he strikes out on an inside pitch. And a 1-2-3 inning for Ujdur. He's settling in nicely. We go to the top of the fourth. Jason Thompson leading off the inning. High pop-up on the infield. Play is made by Bochdey at first. It's going to bring up Jeffrey Leonard. He's got 1 of the 3 Tigers hits. And there's another hit, 2 for 2 for Jeff Leonard. So runner on first. Gary Hancock is up. We're going to try to hit and run with Hancock. Stay out of the double play. Base hit into center field. Leonard takes third. And we've got ourselves a little rally going here. First and third for Parrish. Ask him to just send the ball to the outfield. Nope, can't do that. Parrish strikes out. It's going to leave it up to Barry Bonnell. Oh, Bonnell walks. So the bases are loaded now for Tommy. 1 for 2 on the day with a strikeout, and he pops it up on the infield, and that should get Beattie out of a jam there. And it's plays made by Beattie, and we leave the bases loaded. We head to the bottom of the fourth, still 2-0. Harold Reynolds leading off the inning, ground ball to Thompson. Thompson steps on the bag for the first out. Beattie's up next. That's going to be an infield single. So that is the first hit for the Mariners. Dave Henderson is up next, and oh boy. So Ujdur walks Henderson. It's first and second now. We need a double play. We're going to guard the lines. Try to turn 2 if we can against Ricardo Saenz. And Saenz strikes out. 3 Ks for Ujdur. So here's a tough out. Maybe the best hitter on the team, Mickey Brantley, batting .309 versus righties. Ground ball right to Trammell. And he makes the play. We go to the top of the 5th. Sweet Lou leading off. Tigers haven't had much going on, really, since the first inning, as Whitaker flies out to right field, short right field. Play is actually made by the second baseman, Reynolds. Let's see, 1 down. And Gibby walks. So that's Gibson's 5th walk against Jim Beattie. All right, we're going to try to steal with Gibson, and Trammell's 0 for 10 versus Jim Beattie. Jim Beattie's got his number. Gibby steals second base, so runner in scoring position. This is a good chance here for Trammell to get his first hit against Beattie. He's going to pop it up into foul ground. There's the second out. All right, it's going to leave it to JT. Let's go, Thompson. Base hit. There we go. Gibson scores. RBI single for JT. And it's 3-0 Detroit. It's going to bring up Jeffrey Leonard. Leonard 2 for 2 on the day. He flies out to center field, and that'll end the top of the 5th. So we go to the bottom half of the inning. It's 3-0 Detroit. Here is Ted Cox. I think I've mentioned this before, but Ted Cox is the only player whose name has ever rhymed with a team that he played for. Ted Cox played for the Red Sox. That was the team that he was drafted by. And he strikes out. So 4 Ks for Jerry Ujdur. 1 down. Here's Spike Owen. And Owen pops it straight up. Caught by JT. Looked like it was right behind home plate. So 2 down. Joe Simpson. Base hit up the middle. There's the second hit for the Mariners. Back to the top of the lineup. Bud Bowling, 0 for 2 with a K today. Ground ball to Thompson. And that's going to do it. So Ujdur, 5 innings, not giving up a single run. We're going to look at the in-game stats. Player of the game so far, maybe Jeffrey Leonard. 2 for 3 with that RBI. Also, could very easily give it to Jerry Ujdur. So here we are, top of the 6th. Gary Hancock leads off with a walk, 4 walks by Beattie. Okay, we're going to let Parrish swing away. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He goes the other way to right field on a line. It's going to be caught by Joe Simpson. So 1 down, and Beattie at 113 pitches here in the 6th is officially tired. Barry Bonnell taking advantage of that with a base hit. First and third. Tom Brookins has a chance here to do some damage. A wild pitch. That's going to move the runners up. Okay, so we're going to try to have Brookins go the other way. Not really known for a lot of bat control. Ground ball back up the middle. And that's going to score a run. An RBI as Brookins is thrown out at first. Bunnell moves up to third, and that'll be it for Beattie. They're going to bring in Carlos Diaz. This is his 17th game. 0-1 record, solid ERA, 3.63. 22 innings pitched. He's got 15 Ks. Opponents are batting .226. He has a save. So, runner on third. Oh, and Diaz is a left-hander, too. So, let's see if Whitaker can get a base hit. No, ground ball to first, and that'll do it. So, Tigers get another run on the board. It's 4-0. Ujur's at 62 pitches, and this is where we're going to keep a little eye on him here. Harold Reynolds leading off. Ground ball to second. One down. Next up is Bruce Bochy. And the All-Star pops it up. Sweet Lou makes the catch. 2 down. It's going to leave it up to the cleanup hitter. Dave Henderson walked both of his plate appearances. Ground ball to first in a 1-2-3 inning by Jerry Ujdur. And he just seems to be getting stronger as this game goes on. Okay, so here's Gibson leading off the top of the 7th, first time facing Diaz, and he strikes out. 1 down. Here's Trammell. Trammell 0 for 4 now as he grounds out to second. We're going to let Thompson swing away against a left-hander. Batting .047 versus lefties. Oh, he crushes it. Is that gone? Hey, he's got a home run. Versus a left-hander. Who would have thunk it? How many home runs does that give him? That is his 14th. That's right. So he is the he leads all of baseball now with 14 home runs. Ron Hasse has 13, and Ken Griffey Sr. has 13 also. So 5-0 Detroit. Jeffrey Leonard with 2 down hits a ground ball to third, and it's booted by Ted Cox. So Leonard's safe at first on the error. Let's see if Gary Hancock can get a hit versus lefties. Nope. Ground ball to third, and that'll do it. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. 5-0 Detroit. Ricardo Saenz will lead off against Ujdur. He hits a high fly ball to right field. Hancock makes the play. 1 down. Next up is Mickey Brantley, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He pops it up on the infield. Actually, it's caught by Whitaker on the outfield grass. 2 down. Here is Ted Cox. He goes the opposite way down the right field line, out of view, and it's going to be caught in foul ground by Gary Hancock. Another 1-2-3 inning by Ujdur. And we go to the top of the 8th. Lance Parrish leading off the inning. Ground ball to short. 1 down. Next up, Barry Bonelli's got a base hit today. He's popping it up into the first baseman, Bochy. That's 2 down. I'll leave it up to Tommy Brookins to get something going here. Ground ball to second base. And Tommy's 1 for 5 now with an RBI today. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. I think we got to play this out with Ujdur. Spike Owen leading off. Oh, no. So we've got a lefty, a righty, and then a switch hitter, and another lefty. So, okay, let's see if we're going to guard the lines. We're going to see if we can turn 2. And if not, this could be the last batter. Ground ball to Brookins at third. Go around the horn. Yeah, there we go. Okay, well, I mean, Ujdur is at 94 pitches. Now officially tired, but I think he deserves an opportunity. Oh boy, base hit up the middle. Only the third hit by a Mariners batter today. So Bowling's on first. Here's Harold Reynolds. Ground ball to first. All right. I think Ujdur deserves an opportunity to go for the shutout. How many opportunities is he going to get? Whitaker strikes out to lead off the top of the ninth. That's the second strikeout for Diaz. Here's Gibby. Gibby strikes out. Looking. Third K. And Diaz is officially tired. Let's see what Trammell can do. Trammell goes hitless today. 0 for 5. That doesn't happen too often. All right, here we go. We got a lefty and then a bunch of righties. This is the tough one here with Bruce Bochy. 1 for 3 on the day. Oh, that's going to be a base hit to left. So runner on first. Here's Dave Henderson. Ground ball to third. This could be 2. Oh, the only play was to first. With Bochy running it. Yeah, that should have been a double play. All right, 104 pitches. Holding our breath here. Oh, Signs takes them downtown. All right, well, good job by Ujdur as the youngster gets the Mariners on the board with a 2-run shot. His 10th home run on the season, and that's going to do it for Ujdur. Solid performance. We're going to bring in Tom Hume. Pitched yesterday and gave up a run. Save opportunity for him now. Here's Mickey Brantley. Brantley goes opposite way to right field. That's going to be caught by Gary Hancock. For a moment there, I thought that could be gone. And then Hume strikes out Cox to end the game. So the Tigers win 5-2. Pretty darn good game. I don't see how I can't give player of the game to Ujdur. Let's see. There's no trade offers today. We're going to take a look at the transactions real quick. Nothing new of note. Mitchell Page is going to miss 5 weeks for the Braves. And Charlie Liebrandt of the Reds is going to miss 10 days, basically. So, okay, let's take a look at the standings. Back-to-back victories for Detroit. Still 9.5 games back, sitting at 30 and 33. Have the most home runs in the American League. Let's pull up the box score and we'll get out of here. We'll double-check it here and make sure that Ujdur deserves player of the game. I think he pretty much hands down, but we'll take a look here as it loads. Thanks for watching. Enjoyed this content. We'll be back tomorrow with Game 4 of the 4-game series. Offensively, JT he did have that home run, but at that point the game was already out of reach. And so we're going to give it to Jerry Ujdur. He goes to 2-3. He's won his last 2 starts now. Jim Beattie takes the loss. 4-10. I guess Hume was not eligible to get the save there, which is weird. And Ricardo Signs hit his 10th home run, and that broke up the shutout. So, all right, that's it. We will be back tomorrow with Game 4 of the 4-game series. Until then, everyone, have a great night.